All right. Welcome back to another episode of Philosophy of Chillin. I'm your host, Don't Let the Connect. And as you see, I have another guest with me who's here to share the ideology. So without further ado, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, for sure. It's your boy YSK, all the way from Las Vegas, man. What's the word?
For sure. Thank you for being here,
Yeah, for
first of
sure.
all.
Thank you for
Um
having me.
of course. This actually I know I was telling you about my other platform, the bucket list. We were actually supposed to interview on there first,
Word.
but that didn't work out. So I was like, okay, what's something that I can offer that I also do to help, mitigate the interview and everything else? And I was like, well, shoot, I can extend you an invitation. Come on here if you want it.
Hey, let's
So
do it.
now we here. So with that being said, we've already talked a little bit before, so I know a little bit about you on the surface level and things of that sort. And typically, what I do for the episode, um, I won't divulge the theme of it until we're actually recording. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the thing, and
Alright,
then from there, we'll just divulge into a conversation and just see where it
let's
goes.
go. I'm down.
All right, bet. So, with your question, um, okay. With your question, I wanted to ask you. I've seen your profiles, the stuff you put out, and I've learned like a little bit about you, like I said beforehand. But the main thing that kept recurring in my mind was dedication. What has your experience been like trying to master your self dedication amongst your creative journey? Like how have you seen your ideology grow and how you talk to yourself and get through those hard times or just those transformative times where you
Mhm.
see the hard work paying off, but you're still like mentally talking to yourself like, hey, look, I need to still have this
Yeah,
mindset towards how I'm going to move forward.
that was a great question. That's actually probably the realest question I've ever been asked. Dead
Oh,
ass.
for
Like,
sure. Thank you.
um, yeah, I would say I feel like as artists we beat ourselves up a lot. Like as creatives in general, we beat ourselves up a lot. And I try to stray away from that because I feel like my mom tells me this thing and she's like, no is just an acronym for next opportunity. You know,
Ooh.
that's a bar. That's a bar.
Nah, that's a bar for sure though.
No is an acronym for next opportunity. So if this is a no right now, it's just the stars haven't aligned yet,
Mm,
and you got to keep getting your grind on, keep trying to better yourself because when that time does pop, you want to make sure you're at the best possible
mm,
version of yourself, you know.
yeah, that's true.
And I don't know, that's kind of my little take on it, you know.
No, I feel that. Like I know for myself, that's something that I try to keep in the mind frame of whatever I do, whether it be good or whether I'm acknowledging I need to do better. Not to say that it's bad, it can be harmful, but to just acknowledge the fact that okay, I know I need to improve on how I'm addressing this or moving in this.
Mhm.
So I get what you're saying for
Yeah.
sure, because that's a big part of it to understand that aspect.
Mhm.
So when you were growing up, like what was that vision of you like? And then living in yourself now, how is that compare? Like, can you look back and be
Oh
like,
man.
dang, like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
A little bit, bro. A little bit, cause like I'll look at myself like from where I started. Like before I started actually like I would say really doing music, I was doing drill music, and it was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like I was talking about stuff I had no business talking about,
That's real.
you
That's
know.
real.
And I could be 100 with myself and be like, come on, kid, like you got to do better, you know.
Yeah.
And I seen how like even the way I approach my art, like I feel like I take it a lot more serious because I realize that I'm not just impacting my life and the people
Mm-hmm.
around me, but like I'm impacting the world. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like my voice expands past who I actually am. Like
Mm,
after this is dead and gone, like there's still gonna be my music, you
mm-hmm,
know? And like I'm like, if I'm gonna say something, I might as well say something that's gonna help somebody,
mm-hmm,
not that's gonna help them kill themselves, you
mm-hmm.
know? So I I definitely feel like looking at myself and where I've came is just I've grown, I've matured. That's the best way I can put it.
Nah, I mean, I live by that. I always believe that the versions of ourselves that people meet on a day-to-day basis,
Mhm.
they change day to day.
Yeah,
So it's like, yeah, I might forget your name one day, but your presence, I still have to acknowledge who you are today
mhm.
to even register how we're going to move forward and continue to progress and interact.
Facts.
Like it's not the same because you're not dealing with the same things every single day.
Yeah, bro. It's like if you're not evolving, you're dying.
Mm,
Simply put, you know,
that's real.
like I think they say that the brain stops growing at like what 25, 25,
Oh,
26,
yeah,
something
they
like that.
say like yeah, that frontal lobe develops for
Yeah,
sure.
and so it's like I think if we constantly evolve, constantly push ourselves, constantly like be the best, try attempt to be the best version of us,
Mhm.
eventually it's gonna come around. Like
Mhm.
the hard work is gonna pay off.
Mhm.
You know.
No, I feel that. So before we get into like your artistry and your work and how you try to be intentional through it,
Mm,
can you first like reminisce on the moment that you acknowledged that you wanted to evolve yourself mentally and then
mm,
those moments where you had to push yourself through the old habits to be like because I mean it's still like a ever evolving process where it's like okay I got to go back to square one on this
yeah.
but like what was that moment where you like okay we we can't do this no more.
I mean, okay, so okay. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. So, I was doing drill music.
Mhm.
Um, I was, and I'm gonna sound like such a simp, this,
Hey bro it be
but
real
I
man.
was, I was doing drill music. I was in this beef because of this girl that I was dating,
It'd be like that.
and it was like, it was damn near. I was damn near trying to stick out my chest, like, yeah, I'm that nigga. Ooh, for her,
Mhm.
damn near,
Mhm.
right? And what ended up happening was I started feeling myself destroy myself. And
Ooh,
it wasn't about her, it wasn't about like the people I was beefing
that's
with, it wasn't about
real.
anything like that. It was just I was doing stuff that just didn't make me feel good. Like it's
Mm.
I know where I came from, I know my roots, you know? And it's
Mhm.
like when you have a foundation of love, have a foundation of like of of happiness to an extent, it's like
Mhm.
you know like when you're not yourself. You should never let
Yeah.
yourself get out of character. So I
Yeah.
was like, I have to bring myself back. Let me bring
Yeah.
myself back down to earth, like fully. Because if I take another step forward, it's gonna in the direction I was going, it
Mhm.
was gonna lead on a path to self destruction.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I feel that. There's definitely that line of cross where if you're not able to identify it,
Mm-hmm.
or if you've lived your life always over that line and you're not able to acknowledge what it's like living on the other side of it, it's definitely important to be able to say, oh shit, because I have this experience, because I haven't had to live on this side, I know for a fact I'm getting too close here. You like
Yeah, bro.
it's like
Yeah.
me for me personally and like this is really where it's coming from. I've identified that line. I'm like, dang, the effects
Yeah.
and the actions involved with this is
It's
not
it's
it's
not going good, bro. It's not going good.
then I'm gonna really be mad and then it's
Yeah.
just ah for sure though. For
That's a
sure
fact, bro.
though.
That's a fact. It's like you don't ever want to get to that point. Like
Yeah.
if you even like I was talking to somebody, I forget who I was talking to. I think I was talking to one of the homies about this.
Mm,
But I was like, if you feel like someone can get you out of character, make you lose yourself,
Yeah.
like, or not even, if you allow yourself to be pushed out of your character,
Yeah.
you have to do some self-reflection.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the whole healing process, you know?
Mm.
That's the vibe, man.
And that just causes for another level of acknowledgement where you have to self-reflect and look at you and be like, bro, this may be what you want. This is what you need, and you need to make the active decision as the person you're trying to be to go after it. If not, then
Exactly.
why you mad from what's happening over here? Like, you knew it was gonna happen like this, bro.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Nah, that's real. So with that acknowledgement now,
Mhm.
and where you're at now, what you're working on now, how does what you put into the music, how have you seen it change? And what aspects of that music now, or what you create now, because it might not just be the music, you know, off record, it might be something else brewing up.
Mhm.
So like when you look back at your reflections and your creations, what can you say like you're proud of seeing?
Ooh. Hmm. So I'm gonna do music and then I'm gonna do self, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with music per se, I've seen myself grow into what I actually want to talk about. You know,
That's real.
which is I want to help my people. I do want to uplift the human race. I feel like that's, as artists and influencers per se, that's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
You know, we are the voice of the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the politicians aren't the voice of the people. The world leaders aren't the voice of the people. It's
Yeah.
the people that are the constant, like, interacting. Like, we're constantly interacting with the people.
Yeah.
You know, we're on the radios 24/7. We're people. I know how it is in Vegas, and I
Mm-hmm.
semi know how it is in Atlanta, and I feel like this is kind of how it is all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people can't go their daily lives without hearing music,
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
listening to music. Like,
Yeah.
there's people in Vegas I know that they can't function without hearing music. Like, they go to sleep with music, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so constantly having like negativity in your ear while you're listening to it, eventually you're gonna act negatively,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Or if
For
you're gonna
sure.
put positivity in your ear, you're gonna walk in a positive light.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like I finally understand what I want to talk about, and I finally understand who I am as an artist
Mm-hmm.
and the power that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Personally though, I've allowed myself to, like, I've embraced me. You know, I've embraced me.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
bro.
I appreciate that.
No, I know it took a minute to be able to even recognize who you were, and
Yeah.
then not for what you were still working towards, but
Mm.
like what you've actually done, and being like, oh, I,
Yeah. It's one of them things, like, it's like sitting back and goes back to what I was saying, sitting back and really reflecting. And
mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the biggest things about where I'm at today, is I was reflecting.
Mm.
Um Sitting back and reflecting and understanding, like, the trials and tribulations that I've been through in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and how I've reacted to each and every one of them,
Mm-hmm.
and how I want to go forward in my life, and how I know I have to walk in this not even necessarily feeling of forgiveness, or feeling of, like, of, what is it, remorse per se. I hope I use that in the right context.
No, I get what you're trying to say though.
Yeah, like, walking in a different life, walking in a different light of, like, positivity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I've seen myself grow. I've seen myself, like, truly understand, like, the purpose of life. And the purpose of life is to love.
Yeah.
Is to understand, like everybody is born with love in their heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we learn hate, we learn anger, we learn sadness, we learn fear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, another acronym my pops told me, he was like, fear is false evidence appearing real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, like, looking and really, and I think my parents really helped. I got to give the credit to my parents for pulling me out of that hole too.
Mm-hmm.
But for me to actually, like, personally grow, I had to apply it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times we hear stuff and it goes through one ear and out the other. We don't apply it to our daily lives.
Mm-hmm.
and I definitely applied like those wise words. You feel me?
Nah, I feel that. Like, dang, I'm trying not to get like too deep into it because we could really
Why
be
not?
here
Let's
all day.
go. Let's go.
Man, I mean, cause like, okay, okay, the topic and thing we're talking about now is dedication. So it speaks volumes at the fact that you're able to recognize and actively progressively try to get through these hurdles because all of these elements of your foundation of your moms and pops pulling you out of that dark space and even trying to still now recognize who you are in your music, it just speaks to that, again, dedication. So it's like, okay, you have this foundation, but when you try to put to words what it has what type of physical toll or mental toll you've had to like literally say, get hype yourself up and be like, look, I'm acknowledging this fact.
Yeah.
Like, I know there might be parts of me that's doubting this or doubting that, but like in the moment of realizing that acknowledgement, how did that form of yourself set the foundation for that dedication that's allowing you to articulate, keep going, and
You damn near got to be delusional too. You damn near got to be delusional too.
I
Like,
mean,
because I'm gonna keep it 100. If you don't believe in you, you can't expect anybody to believe in you.
that's real.
Like, you got to
That's
believe in
real.
yourself. Like, I be in the car, I be in the car with my folks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they be like, sometimes YSK, you could be a little arrogant. And I'm only arrogant around y'all. I promise. I'm only arrogant around y'all.
That's
But
real.
this is how I am in my head though. Like, I'm like, I know I'm the shit. I know I'm the shit. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm so close to showing everybody else that I'm the shit. Not for everybody else, but like I know I'm so close into understanding like I said, my power,
Mm-hmm.
my influence, and how I can help and change. And I can
Mm-hmm.
inspire others to help and change. And if I just get that, if I just can convey that, everything else, the whole delusional mindset of me being rah, rah,
Yeah.
that goes away because I know my
Yeah.
purpose is bigger. You feel me?
Yeah. That's real. And that's at least what I found for myself. That's that grounding factor too.
Yeah.
Because even when you're having those moments of, yeah, I know I'm the shit. Yeah, I know I'm the shit. It always grounds back to that. I know I'm the shit, but like I still do this for other people. So
Yeah.
I can't just be like, oh yeah, it's me, but it's like, I don't even do it just for me though.
Oh God, bro. Oh God. It's like it's definitely one of them things. What FYBJ man say? It hit different.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
hit different.
Yeah, no, that's real. Okay, so last question, and then typically what I try to do, I kind of flip it onto my guests, and I allow them to ask any questions. So if there's any questions that you may have for me, whether it be pertaining to this topic or anything else, the floor is yours for you to be the host and run the show.
Word, that's what's up.
All right, so last question I have for you. With the projects that you're doing now, with everything that you're doing now, what can you say is the reflection being emitted towards the career you're trying to build?
That's deep. I see myself right now as the foundation. So like I don't see myself having necessarily a roof per se. But I see myself as right now is the foundation. Right now is where I know where I'm going, which is up, but I have to understand where I'm at. You know? And so with that being said, I have to embrace that. I see myself I see myself as, at least in the next 5 years, I see myself as the biggest superstar to ever walk the face of the planet. You know, that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. That's one of them moments. That's one of them moments.
As you
but
should.
I I
I like that.
I definitely understand that, like, where I'm at is where I'm supposed to be. Like, I'm right here right now because it's something bigger. It's something bigger. It's like
Yeah.
you make tea, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know when you cooking tea or when you making tea, you gotta let it brew for a little minute. You gotta like
Mm-hmm.
really have it. It depends on if you want strong tea. If you want something, I want my legacy to be strong. So I gotta let this brew for a little minute. You know, I gotta
Woo!
let it. I gotta let it. I
This
gotta let it
man is spitting
simmer.
right
You
now.
know,
Dang.
once it all the way like once it's all the way right, you pour it in the
And you
cup,
straight.
and we good.
Yeah.
We good. You know, and so that's where I'm seeing like how reflecting on life and where I'm going to and like how I am right now and
Mm-hmm.
understanding like okay I'm going further. There's so much more to do, but I have to be right here. I have to understand where I'm coming from. I have to understand that all in all, where I'm going don't even matter right now. It's all about right now in this moment. And all of the lessons that I've learned up until now, they'll be applied. But right
Mm-hmm.
now I have to make sure that I get everything in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's real to me, man.
No, I feel that. I feel that. Dang. It's I want to talk about balance.
Go
God.
ahead. We here. Like
Okay,
we
okay,
here.
okay. Last question, bro. All right. So balance. Period point blank.
Mm-hmm.
It you can't have one extremity without the other.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's leaning too far in one place, you off balance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you try to maintain that balance between the two? Between that, hey, you need to do this because of what you have
Mm-hmm.
that is within you versus your actual emotions. Like, bro, my body is breaking down on me. My body don't even
Yeah.
want to do this. My body don't even want to get up. How do you balance between the two to make sure you're still moving forward?
Ooh, that's a good one. Um, batteries.
Mm.
Batteries. There's always going to be a positive and negative, the yin and the yang. There's always going to be
Mm-hmm.
a light and a dark. However, how I balance my emotions is my will to win has to be stronger than my will to relax.
Mm.
You know, I know that, and it kind of contradicts itself with the other thing where I say I'm not necessarily looking for my future,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it's me focusing right now.
Yeah.
So me focusing right now, so then I know where I'm going,
Mm-hmm.
or at least have an idea. Like I can't control everything in the future, but I
Mm-hmm.
can control right now, and this decision right now will make or break what happens next. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a believer in life that yeah we have willpower, but like for example, you play video games.
Yeah.
You play video games, so you know like in a story mode, you going through it. You know that there's set scenes that are going to happen,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But you have decisions if you want to be an asshole,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you want to be a good person, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's one of them things. It's I can make this decision to relax and chill right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I know once it's the boss fight, that relaxing and chilling
You gonna catch
is
up.
gonna catch up.
You gonna be
It's
looking like,
yeah, I should have got my power up,
yeah.
all type of stuff. Like I should have been locked in, like my
Yeah.
experience points. You feel me?
Yeah.
But it's like I have to. I know that there's a boss fight coming.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
that it's a boss fight coming, and with that knowledge, I have to be able to understand that like my 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 relaxing will be after the boss fight. Cause then
Mm.
I done collected all the treasure.
Yeah.
I done
Yeah.
got everything I needed and I can chill until the next boss fight. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But until that boss fight comes, oh we grind.
Yeah.
We grinding. We
Yeah.
here.
Because even when the first boss fight happens, that means at least a lesson I've learned from watching different individuals that kind of mirror the same ideologies. Because what I've noticed is, like you said earlier, there's a slight delusion involved,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a different level of respect that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people that have done it, they also understand, like, yeah, when nobody was believing me,
Yeah.
I had to believe something. So
Yeah.
shoot, it is what it is, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I got me here,
Yeah.
like. But I say all that to say, like, even watching people like that, they say all the time, even after that first boss fight, The first one is the hardest one.
Oh yeah.
You still got more in front of you.
Yeah.
You just are able to better handle it because you've done all the grunt work it took just to get to the first one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like we see Kanye, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm a Kanye fan. Minus all the craziness and the antics, right? Yeah. I'm a Kanye fan, right? He had to have some type of delusion to think that he could rap with Jay-Z. Yeah. He had to have some type of delusion to feel like he can go hit for hit with 50 Cent. Mm-hmm. Like, billionaires have to be delusional to put all of their money, every single last dollar, into their craft. Yeah. Like Steve Jobs had to be delusional to be able to build the damn near $1 trillion business it is today. Yeah. You know? It's one of them things, man. It's one of them things.
I feel that. We gonna chop it up some more after this. Yeah. But before I tell y'all where y'all got to go, I'm gonna pass it off to you so you can go ahead and run the show.
Oh yeah. I do got a couple questions. Mm-hmm. So on your creative journey, right? Mm-hmm. What do you feel like was the biggest obstacle for you?
Recognizing self. One thing that I've realized, and I am still walking that journey currently, because what I'm recognizing is the fact that the things that I consider I've done, other people are like, oh yeah, that's it. And then in my eyes, I'm like, no, bro, this is not even half of what can be actually done. Like, this is just me doing the things that I know I need to do right now, and trying to put my intentionality on who I'm doing it for. So that's kind of the biggest thing I'm learning, is to not just recognize what other people are saying and utilizing that as fuel, but to also channel that perspective onto myself and be like, okay, I know you feel like this, but this is what's pouring out of that. Like, take care of yourself, yes, but your work isn't in vain. Like, you got to keep going and doing this because it matters.
Yeah, that's deep, bro.
Appreciate you.
Even like, and I feel like as creatives, we kind of share the similar ideology of like, we have to keep going. It's like there's days where I can't wake up and not do music. I can't wake up and not do music, and it's almost become like this obsession of like trying to challenge yourself.
Yeah, you know? Yeah. I feel that. Like, even when you say that, it pops in my mind every morning. I'm like, okay, I need to check emails. I need to make sure, I need to call, check in, see if anyone needs my help. Like, let me just follow up on this person. Like, let me make sure they're good or whatever. So, I feel that, bro.
That's deep, man. So, okay, let me ask you this, right? Mm-hmm. So, being in the entertainment industry in general, it could be very grimy, very shiesty. Mm-hmm. How do you protect yourself? How do you protect your energy, your inner peace, your mental?
That's a great question.
I know it was loaded. I
don't think anybody has asked me that in this type of setting before. Okay. I try to be very upfront about who I am as a person. I try to be very transparent from the get-go. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the things that I've gotten into creatively, I've been invited into those spaces. Mm. So the people that have invited me, they already know, like,
how you get out.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, they'll be like, hey, yo, Dunlap, she cool, she chill, but bro, like, don't it's not really nothing to play with over here. Like, there's certain things, like, you gotta respect that. Like, I understand whatever the case may be with you, but when and I felt it before. I've literally seen how people act behind closed doors when other people aren't around. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when I walk into a room, I can feel it shift. Yeah. Like, the joking and everything, and it'll like kind of simmer down, and it'll be like, oh,
yeah. And I'm like, oh. You start hearing the whispers and shit.
Yeah, and I'll be like, okay, hey, what's going on? And then I'll be chilling one day randomly, and then somebody will come up to me and they're like, "Bro, somebody so and so said, yo, Dunlap just cool, like she just be doing this, but she be about her business though, bro." And I'm just like, well, I would prefer to show up as myself because it's inevitable that the problems are gonna occur.
Oh yeah.
But you not finna sit here and look at me like, oh yeah, you didn't say did it. No, bro, I'm very straightforward with you.
Yeah.
Now I can match you where you at.
Right.
How we want to do this, like,
cause I match energy.
I match energy, but at the same time, I recognize that within myself. So I put so much intentionality on being so forthcoming, on being so particular about my business. Like emails, yes, I need a paper trail, bro. Like I know how this shit goes. Sometimes you forget, sometimes I forget.
Yeah.
I need a reference. Like I understand you just want to call and do it right now today, but sometimes you got to take the extra moment to be more intentional on say, okay, let me type this out, let me write this out, let me do this extra step. It may be strenuous right now or maybe annoying, but it works out in the end. Like something happened and they looking at you like, well, you said no,
here's the email,
the receipt said.
I got the paper trail to back me up. And that's real, man. Like I definitely feel like as at least in my space, because that's the only how I can really relate is in my space and understanding like how grimy this industry can be, how shiesty this industry can be. Having evidence to protect yourself is big. And like for any up and coming like artists, and if you just want to be in the entertainment industry in general, have a paper trail. Have a paper trail, because the moment that there's any type of form of slip up, it's over with. It's over with. Have a paper trail. And don't sign anything without a lawyer.
No, for real. And then the only thing I'll add to that other part of your question are the people. Like, I find myself around people, all types of folks, every single day. Folks get mad at me because I don't remember their names. I'd be like, look, I maybe have met you yesterday, but I promise to God, you was not the only person that I came across. So my bad. But like what I aim to do, I say my intentions out loud. Like and like I said before, I'd be honest with where I'm at and where I'm trying to go. So when I resonate with people that meet my energy and they're walking alongside with me, they also don't play. Like
on God.
They care just as much about their stuff and their protection and everything else, just like I do. And sometimes I can be more kind-hearted and, allowing people to, live in where they at in life. And me just being like, okay, I'll listen to you. Will I walk with it? No, but you do you.
Yeah, on God.
And it'll be people like that around me that'll step in and be like, "Oh hell no!" Like she might have said it like you do you, but let me tell you what you not finna do.
Right? You ain't gonna play like that. You ain't gonna play like that. Yeah.
So that's definitely like a big part where sometimes I fall short to protect myself. They'll step in and be like, "Oh yeah, you're not doing that shit over here. Like we not doing that," or I'll make sure that even if I feel like I'm off, I'll try to communicate it as best I can before I get to that moment where I shut down. I'll be like, hey, look, like, y'all irritating me right now, bro. Like, I'm going to take a walk. But y'all frustrating me. I'm about to go off, but I'm going to leave right now.
Let me calm myself down so I can come back. I felt that. And that's exactly what, like, humans need that honesty. If we could be honest with each other, we could take over the world, because there is no overthinking at that point, because you saying what you're saying, you already explained how you felt. It don't matter about anything. There's no miscommunication anywhere, no reason to harbor any hard feelings or feel bad about anything, because we kept it 100 off real. And that's why I appreciate you, twin.
Hey, I appreciate you too, right? Everybody, these conversations, everyone's not willing to go that far or to acknowledge those depths. And one of my main goals with this platform was to just provide a space where we could break throughout our days or break in between our days and actually give recognition to, bro, the fact that you went through what you went through. And you still living that truth and you still choosing to step forward and do better and acknowledge and push,
Yeah.
here are your flowers.
Thank you.
Congratulations
I
to you. You feel
appreciate you.
me?
I appreciate you. Same to you, twin, for real. Cause it's like walking the path of fearlessness. Cause that's what we're doing. We're walking the path of fearlessness. And and
Respect.
hopefully we can inspire others. But we doing this for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we walking this path because we know that we have a bigger purpose. We have a bigger purpose, and the purpose is to inspire others.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't have ended it in any better way. So, with that being said, before we go, I'm gonna pass it back off to him so he can let y'all know where to go find him, find all his projects, get up to date on what's the latest going on. But I'm your host, Dunlap the Connect.
It's your
And
boy, YSK. Y'all can find me on all platforms at truly_YSK. Truly_YSK. If y'all want to buy the art from the artist, y'all can go to www.imysk.com. I'll say it one more time. www.imysk.com.
all right, so we could be sitting here all day long chopping it up, but y'all got to go. So we out of here. Peace.
Peace.